So let's stay on the GOP side. For Trump supporters, there have been some major ups and downs this week. His comments on abortion drew criticism from a wide spectrum of voters. His stance on nuclear weapons caused an uproar that's still a hot topic on the campaign trail. His team has worked to stay ahead of the gas ahead of Tuesday's primary.
Don't believe anything that you hear about the man because it's not true. He may not have the best tone, or he may not have the tone that's fitting for you, but personally, I'm not looking for a pastor. We already have one, right, Father? I'm looking for a president of the United States of America who will take care of us.
All right, that was Tana Gertz, a Trumpist senior advisor who has been working the crowd since that candidate first very famously came down the escalator, and she joins us now. Tana, thank you so much for joining us. Right off the bat, I want to ask you, as a surrogate, your name and your face are associated with this candidate who you have chosen to support. I want to ask you, what did you first think when you heard the comments from Donald Trump this week, and then also him stepping back a little bit?
I didn't think much of it because I've known Mr. Trump for almost 11 years, and he's always been pro-life. He's always been supportive of me as a mother, and it didn't bother me at all. I didn't think a thing of it.
Okay, so 3/4 of women view him unfavorably. Yes, he is liked, obviously. He is very popular. But what does he do to change the minds of those, especially women, who do view him unfavorably? How does he work between now and getting the nomination? How does he change their minds?
Well, that's a great question, and it's a very simple question. He's doing what he needs to be doing, and that is being at the rallies and speaking. Women want security, they want safety, and they want better education for their children. And when he speaks at his rallies, that's what he's talking about, and that's what's resonating. I mean, that number may not, I mean, that sounds impressive, you know, for interviews, but I know because I'm with him when we're winning these elections, and women are going out and turning out and voting for him. They may not, when they're polled, say, yes, you know, oh, I think he's just so amazing. They're voting for him, and that's all that matters. I mean, look at Ted Cruz's unfavorability rating, or Hillary Clinton's. They're very, very high, 55, 58. I mean, it's not like they're way down in the zeros or in the low teens. I mean, they're high, too. So I'm not concerned with the unfavorable rating, because once the women hear Mr. Trump speak about the issues that matter, they go out and vote for him.
I want to bring up some numbers here, if we could pop up a full screen, where we're showing a trend really of just more women showing up than men in a lot of these elections. So let's look at 2012. This is 2008, 70.4 million in 2008, and then 71.4 in 2012, and you can see there right around 60 million in both cases for men. So you've been speaking to women. What are their concerns this election cycle? Because if you look at these numbers, there are a lot of women who show up to vote, and he does need their vote.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, he does need it, and he's getting it. That's what I'm trying to say, is he's getting the woman vote. Women love Mr. Trump. I mean, sure, there are a few, or a couple thousand, whatever the number is, that don't. But strong women, women that really want a safer, more secure America, who want a better educational system for their children, like I do, who want drugs out of our country, who want jobs in our country, they vote for Mr. Trump. And that's what he's talking about, and that's why they are voting for Donald J. Trump when it's their turn to vote. And I do not have any worries about his unfavorability rating, because I'm at these rallies, and the audience at least is 70% women, and the women are the ones that are they're the ones that are super passionate and 100% behind him, saying we need a strong leader. Strong women want a strong man.
Okay, and I also want to ask you, because we talk about women, there's obviously different generations of women who are voting in this election. You have an 18-year-old daughter who was with you in Iowa. If I'm not mistaken, you both were caucusing for Mr. Trump, supporting Iowa caucus goers there. What are you hearing from your daughter? She's in a totally different generation. What attracts her to Mr. Trump, aside from the fact that obviously her mother is a surrogate? What does she find about him that is so appealing?
Well, she has seen what he's done for our personal life, our family, and she sees his kind heart for other people. I mean, she's seen firsthand Mr. Trump takes care of the handicapped. He takes care of the veterans. He takes care of people that their dying wish is to thank Mr. Trump, as you saw with Melissa Young in Janesville, Wisconsin. She saw him take care of a 26-year-old boy whose dying wish was to go to Star Wars and to get to caucus for Donald Trump. Mr. Trump brought him on stage. Tori sees what Mr. Trump does, his heart. She knows the real man like I do because she's experienced him, because he's been a part of our life for 11 years. She is almost 18. She was able to caucus for him at 17, and she has tons of friends, a lot of them girls, who did turn out and did caucus for Mr. Trump. And the millennials, I mean, they like him because he is talking about creating jobs. He's going to bring back the American dream, and his resume is of success. Kids don't want to, like, look at someone and go, well, where's your resume? Mr. Trump's resume is right out there in front of everybody. She's read The Art of the Deal, and I mean, it's a no-brainer.
All right. Well, we'll see how Tuesday turns out, and good luck on the campaign trail. Thank you so much for joining us, Tana. We appreciate it.
Thank you.